Coming up on Fulton Today, early voting for the general primary runoff begins, and there are changes from the last election that you need to know.
Fulton officially opens its newest behavioral health treatment center here at the South Fulton Service Center. I'm Brian Robinson, and I'll have more on that story coming up.
And Fulton tackles its HIV challenges head-on during National HIV Testing Day. That and much more starts right now on Fulton Today. Welcome to Fulton Today, everybody. I'm Shania Chavis-Rucker. As how to best address mental and behavioral health issues takes center stage all across the country, Fulton County says it's put its money where its mouth is. After months of renovations, county officials opened their newest behavioral health treatment center in South County. FGTV's Brian Robinson joins us now with more on this exciting story. Brian?
Shania, $1.2 million is a lot of money, which just goes to show how serious Fulton County is when it comes to behavioral health services.
With the cutting of a ribbon, the county's newest behavioral health treatment center is officially ready to serve the residents of South Fulton. Commissioners, the county manager, behavioral health leaders, and those who helped create the new facility were all in attendance for the momentous occasion.
I'm not aware of any other facility like this in Fulton County, particularly for behavioral health services. So when one walks in who is in need of services, you will automatically get a good feeling.
This is a very small step, but without the partnership, without us working together with other governments and with the private sector, we would not have made this step.
This Fulton County Behavioral Health South Services Center shows the commitment that Fulton County has to serving our constituents to just bring better health services and access to those services to the community.
Prior to its transformation, this space contained old jail cells and was used to hold evidence for police. $1 million plus later, 9,000 to 10,000 square feet along with approximately 20 providers is now available for behavioral health services thanks to both guidance and support from commissioners.
We've gone through a transformational process, and it really changed the model that we use. It aligned our services better with the state of Georgia. It led us to being able to make this kind of investment.
Similar clinics are established in North and Central Fulton. However, South Fulton residents are thankful this one is closer to home.
First place I went was downtown, and I use my GPS everywhere I go. I'm not familiar with the Atlanta area, but I live in College Park. And so when they suggested this new facility here for me, I was elated, and I'm really glad that it's here.
Opening of a behavioral health location on the south side of Fulton County, where individuals no longer have to travel into Atlanta to receive services. This is the first time that we've ever been this far south in the county since we've operated behavioral health services.
Fulton County officials believe nearly 3,000 people this year alone will benefit from the opening of this new behavioral health services clinic.
Now, though the ribbon has been officially cut to open this new facility, more upgrades are still to come, such as a new coat of paint, new signage, and restrooms that will soon be the model for other county facilities. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Brian Robinson.
Great news. Thank you so much, Brian. Our other big story is also a big issue here in Fulton County. The county has one of the highest numbers of HIV and AIDS cases in the nation. So, as you can imagine, Fulton County's health officials go all out on National HIV Testing Day. FGTV's Priscilla Ortega has this story.
I am negative, and I'm thankful. It's a relief. It's something I think everyone should do.
She was among the over 100 residents who stopped on National HIV Testing Day to learn their status at a Fulton County mobile site. On a hot summer day, people lined up for the free and quick test. This one was at the MARTA 5-Point Station in downtown Atlanta.
We are really excited about pushing HIV testing in the community because we want to get as many people as possible tested. Everybody should get an HIV test at least once a year. Some people need to get it more, but everybody should get a test at least once a year.
Fulton's Board of Health team fanned out all across the county at multiple locations to get as many people as possible tested, given its current HIV and AIDS standing. The county is near the top in the nation in the number of HIV and AIDS cases. So people like Miss Rosie became overwhelmed with joy to learn that her one-time addiction didn't turn into a positive test result.
I cry because of where I come from, and God has blessed me to see that I'm still healthy. And one of my options is to stay clean and do what I got to do.
In addition to the free tests, the department handed out free protection for those sexually active. The mission on this day was twofold: get people tested, and then, if necessary, get people into treatment.
If you're negative, you can get on PrEP. We give you information about PrEP and get you on PrEP so you can make sure you never get HIV infected. But if you turn out to be positive, there's no need to lose your mind. We can also get you on treatment, and you'll be healthy, you'll live healthy, and you won't affect anybody else.
The county hosted a number of events on the day and events leading up to the national observance. And though this year's event is over, county staffers say the campaign to educate and eradicate will not end. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Priscilla Ortega.
Thank you, Priscilla. Well, this week marks the beginning of the early voting period for the general primary runoff. Early voting is once again 3 weeks long. However, there are some changes voters need to be aware of before heading to the polls.
The first 2 weeks will be 8:30 to 5, and that will include Saturday, July 14th. The third week will be 8:30 to 7. If you didn't vote in the primary, you can vote in the runoff, yes. And if you voted in the Republican primary, you have to vote in the Republican runoff. That's the same goes for the Democratic primary. If you voted in the nonpartisan primary, you can vote in either the Republican or Democratic primary. You can choose one.
Voters have to decide on state and local races. Election officials encourage voters to check out the sample ballot before arriving to early voting locations. To see both, visit FultonElections.com. Leadership changes are happening at the Fulton County Sheriff's Office.
Sheriff Sergeant Tamika Tillman. Yeah!
Inside the Fulton County Courthouse, 22 men and women were promoted to supervisor roles, 3 detention sergeants, 17 deputy sheriff sergeants, and 2 deputy sheriff lieutenants.
This is our future. This is the leadership of the future. They earned the positions. That was their reward, being promoted. And now we're going to make sure they get all the training and all the support they need to be good leaders, because they're the future of the sheriff's office.
The promotions process involves testing and interviews, in addition to review of scores and recommendations by the sheriff's command staff. During the promotion ceremony, each candidate received certificates, a new insignia symbolizing the new rank, and of course, a handshake from Sheriff Ted Jackson.
It's actually an honor. It's a long, hard road that I've traveled, but just dedication, coming to work early all the time, and actually just doing my job. It's awesome. It's an amazing feeling.
To me, it's just been an accumulation of everything that I've had in my mind from the day I started. I'm like, I've got to do this, and it's all been layers for me. I wanted to accomplish different things throughout my career, and I knew that, in order to make certain strides, I had to, make certain things happen for me.
Sheriff Jackson and his staff are proud of their new supervisors. Each one is selected to advance in rank and exhibit the characteristics of a leader. Meanwhile, the sheriff and his command staff show their entire staff how much they are valued during an appreciation luncheon. This is the annual event employees on each shift look forward to every year. Held in the courthouse this year and the county's main jail, it allows jail staffers to partake in some fun and enjoy a hearty meal, all paid through generous donations.
It was important to do the picnic for the staff because we like to show appreciation for what our officers do on a daily basis.
Our staff work very hard to make sure our agency is successful, so we just want to show a day of appreciation for them.
The sheriff has one of the largest staffs in Fulton County government. And still to come on Fulton Today, Fulton leaders joined the discussion about the county's opioid crisis. We'll have that story and more in our district-by-district coverage next. Fulton commissioners lend support to a civic organization's push to end the opioid crisis and help residents better understand the tax assessment and appeal process. Here's this week's District by District coverage. In District 2, Fulton leaders listen as community members discuss the deadly opioid epidemic that has hit the county. The comments came during the Rotary Opioid Awareness Task Force Opioid Crisis Forum inside the Roswell City Council chambers.
What I hope emanates from it is different pieces of the community beginning to start to work together, localized in this area around Roswell. And I think that's a great way to sort of for this task force to focus its efforts, and then hopefully through Rotary they can begin to take that and build upon that in other communities.
As an integral part of the entire Fulton community, I think this is great. There should be more conversations like this. I think one thing when we all come together, whether it's elected officials or the community members, the parents, the families, everyone, we can all join together to make addressing this opioid crisis.
The task force organized the forum, which included the showing of a high school short film titled Only One Time, and a panel discussion led by experts in law enforcement, mental health, and even recovered addicts.
The next step is a little bit about what our name is, and that is awareness. So we had 3 goals for tonight. The first goal was to be able to premiere the movie that we sponsored, Only One Time. The second was to have a panel discussion with the community about legal, about medical, about family effects of this crisis. And the third thing, most importantly maybe, is to provide resources for those people.
We want to get rid of the stigma of mental health. We want to get rid of the stigma of addiction medicine.
The Rotary Opioid Awareness Task Force hopes to inform, alert, and educate the public about the prevalence of opioids and their growing misuse in the community with a series of town hall sessions. You can call 770-235-3777 to get additional information. District 5 Commissioner Marvin Arrington Jr. partners with City of South Fulton Councilwoman Helen Willis to give residents information about the tax assessment appeals process. Now, just before this week's appeal deadline, the elected officials hosted a workshop at Welcome All Park.
If you don't think your value is right, they want to know. They want you to let them know because they want to get it right. But he's charged by law to tax you at 90 to 110% of whatever the property value is, the fair market value of that property.
What I hope residents will get from this meeting is an understanding of their property tax assessment. This is their property tax assessment. It is not their tax bill. It's an estimate of what their property taxes will be.
Representatives from the county's assessor's office assisted residents with their questions.
We wanted to make sure that everybody who thought that their value was wrong had an opportunity to sit with one of my appraisers, go over why they thought their property value was wrong, and hopefully file an appeal right here on the spot.
Countywide, there are approximately 330,000 residential properties, meaning homes in Fulton County. So it's almost impossible for him and his staff to get everyone right.
Tax bills will be sent by the Fulton County Tax Commissioner's Office later in the year. And finally, District 6 Commissioner Emma I. Darnell wraps up her recent series of public meetings. Residents gathered at the Southwest Arts Center to hear about topics including human health and environment, senior services, and transition services in the city of South Fulton.
We knew that when we left here tonight, we would know more about the legitimate and genuine interests and concerns and suggestions from this community than we knew before we came. It was a great night, and we are looking forward to continuing our close one-on-one relationship with all of the people of the Mighty Six, because it is with that kind of civic engagement that we're able to move forward. You know, they talked about the banks that were too big to fail, but one thing we learned tonight, you know, we're too humane to fail.
County staff joined the commissioner to best update and address issues of concern for residents.
I came out because public engagement is important, and having the opportunity and the reputation of Emma Darnell, Commissioner Emma Darnell, has always been one that I have valued, her opening up the community and allowing them to engage, their issues.
The commissioner said she wanted to hear firsthand the issues directly impacting the communities in which she serves. And still to come, the Grady Health System looks to add to its workforce during a major hiring event. We'll take you there when we come back. The busiest level 1 trauma center in our region, Grady Hospital, well, it adds to its workforce. New paramedics and emergency medical technicians are welcome to the Grady EMS staff after attending a hiring event at the Hilton Atlanta Airport. Now that Grady EMS is the 911 ambulance service for the city of South Fulton, Union City, Fairburn, Chattahoochee Hills, Palmetto, and the remaining unincorporated areas of Fulton County, more staff is needed to fill various full-time open positions.
Being able to service patients in greater areas that are contiguous to Grady Hospital, and also we have the new Camp Creek facility, of course, so it's in that vicinity as well.
Because this will be a multi-specialty site, brand new multi-specialty site, so we're looking for everyone from security officers to registration personnel, to certified medical assistants, to nurses, to a supply chain, all the way up to our physician level.
Truly, this is a comprehensive care center, meaning that instead of having to drive around the city for our health care services, patients will be able to come to our Camp Creek Comprehensive Care Center and receive all of their health care.
Grady offered higher starting salaries, shift differential, and other incentive pay. Meanwhile, Fulton's mobile farmers market is proving to be a big hit this summer. That according to residents who are saving big on their fresh fruits and vegetables. The county's cooperative extension team through UGA is making stops at over a dozen venues for this year's Fulton Fresh Mobile Farmers Market program. This one is at the Healing Center at the county's Neighborhood Union Health Center.
We've been with Fulton County and UGA since the beginning of Fulton Fresh, making it available to our patients who love it, who come out. It's all a part of that continuum of care, making sure they understand the importance of nutrition and having this experience of getting fresh vegetables.
SNAP program educators host 45-minute nutrition education lessons and food demonstrations, and afterwards, visitors to the market receive a bag of free in-season produce to take home.
We have Georgia-grown cabbage. We have a local Atlanta farmer who provided us with our featured farmer produce, which was Atlanta-grown kale. We also have Georgia-grown tomatoes. There's apples in there, summer squash, a plethora of deliciousness.
It's my first time attending. I learned something about a new salad kale, and I can't wait to make it.
If you have any questions about this year's schedule for the market, you can call 404-762-4077 or email Vaughn Baker. And up next on Fulton Today, mentors and mentees interact and bond while competing for bragging rights. Stay with us, everybody. Each summer, various Fulton departments and agencies give young people a chance to learn about public service by taking part in internships. Well, the junior deputy clerks in the Clerk of Superior Court's office go outdoors for part of their lesson.
8, 7, 6, 5.
The Clerk of Superior Court hosted a mentor and mentee picnic and Olympics at Cone Park.
So today we're celebrating our 9th annual Junior Deputy Clerk Summer Internship Program. We always kick off the program at the end of the first week with a cookout for our mentors and our mentees to kind of collaborate, mix, mingle, meet and greet. And that's what we're doing here today.
The event gave the high school students the opportunity to interact and bond with clerk office employees through one-on-one and collaborative games that focus on mental fortitude, teamwork, and determination. Before leaving the park, the mentors and mentees competed in a friendly, competitive game of kickball.
I just love this program, and I definitely would recommend it to other students, other kids, 10th graders through 12th grade. It's a great opportunity to have. You get to meet different people, important people, and different people who want to help you be successful and achieve greatness.
The Junior Deputy Clerk Summer Internship Program exposes rising 10th through 12th graders to careers in local government. And finally, another group of interns are given the chance to witness the magic of television. Summer interns with the Solicitor General's office were brought to our FGTV studio to get a behind-the-scenes look at the television industry. The interns experienced what it was like to be anchor, operate cameras and the audio board, and display graphics during a mock newscast. Though the students are in the Solicitor's General Internship Program to learn about the legal process, they admit they were excited to learn about another field of work.
I acted as an anchor, and it was not easy at all. Once the teleprompter was, out, I had to immediately step up and know my script.
Everything seems that it almost has to be pitch perfect. You have to really be able to grab your audience attention and to be able to draw them in and convince them what you are talking about is interesting, that it is true facts, and that so that they will want to tune in next time.
Interns in the Solicitor General's office are both high school and college age. While in the program, the students learn about the duties of the Solicitor General and how they can make a difference in their communities. And before we go, our reminder that we want to connect with you online. Be sure to follow FGTV on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for up-to-date Fulton County news. And you can also watch a replay of this show and any other FGTV program anytime on our YouTube channel. Well, that does it for this edition of Fulton Today. I'm Shania Chavis-Rucker. Thank you so much for watching. Join us each week for news around and about Fulton County.